working from our half guard position, right? Maybe this is a counter to a lockdown. Maybe we just like to go to this position. Maybe he's just good at keeps getting his elbow in and getting his knee back. He's not letting us have the underhook, whatever the case is. This is one of my favorite things to go to right here. Is I'm going to take from having the chin control right here, and I'm going to take it and I'll do this most of the time if I can't get an underhook, right? So he's got the underhook on me, I can't get it back, whatever. So I'm going to take and I'm going to reach over right here and sit on my hip and make sure that I grab a hold of his belt right here at 6. Alright, when I do this, I have to make sure I'm still maintaining my armpit in this groove right by his neck. So my armpit should be like this on his neck. I'm not up here, I'm not out here. I'm making sure that that whole part right there is tight. Covering his head right here, because when the guy gets to right here, he feels like he's won, like he can take my back. But to do that, what's he have to do with his feet?
Unlock
and
him.
Start walking around, try buck, whatever the case is. And because I'm covering his head, even if I'm right here and he kicks over the top, because I'm covering his head, as long as I'm ready with my far hand, I have good control here. My far hand is ready to fight his legs and make sure they don't end up on the other side. My only danger is both of his feet and knees getting on the other side of my legs all the way to right here. But I have, because I'm holding on right here, it gives me this control right here, and it frees up his hand to fight those legs so I don't end up in that position. And the combination of covering his head, having my anchor, and this hand free right here, make it pretty easy, even if he doesn't want to give it up right here, to pull myself out. Or when you get right here, you're going to find so many people, their natural reaction when they feel you sit to your hip right here is instantly to try and bridge you over. As soon as they do, my hand's just right here maintaining, and as soon as his butt goes back down from this bridge, I'm either going to recover to my side control position, or most of the time, because you're going to time it, you're going to see his butt go down, you'll be able to scoop yourself
Step to
all the way over the top. As soon as I get over the top right there, I'm going to let go of his belt, because I don't want to be locked down right here, because if he grabs a hold around me and he bucks again this way, he's going to roll me over. So I need to make sure as soon as I get him over, I let go and get my hands up like Superman, right? So we're in half guard, we're fighting for this, or maybe he got his underhook, he's starting to turn towards us, whatever the case is. I'm just sitting on my hip. I just put my hand lower than I know his belt's going to be. I curl my 4 fingers like this, and I drag them up. They're going to end up catching in this belt right here. And even if I end up with his gi and his belt, so what? It's the same control I want right here or here. It's actually a little tighter right here. So I'm covering his head. I'm leaning on my side, and when I do this, I'm almost kind of pulling him on top of me. Why? Because I want him to go and freak out and try and push over. Because as soon as he does, I'm pushing my leg out, monitoring here, and then thinking to myself, do I want to go to side control, or do I want to step this all the way to the top, let it go immediately, moving right here. So, I don't even know what this is called. I always think of it like a buck and bronco because you're pulling on to it. So I don't know what the name of it is. Grab partner. Figure something out.
Good seeing you again.
Applies, but you don't have that same dead lockdown with the belt right there, right? That makes it such a bigger advantage. So while you're rolling, really think about this. Really use this, because it's one of the things that sets the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the gi on apart from maybe grappling and the other ones, right? So the first one. Oh, okay. Second one. So, find ourselves in the same spot. He's right to here. I turn myself over and I push on his knee. Now this one right here, he's thinking, oh, my belt's locked down. Oh, the hand's right here, but I can still push myself over. It's a natural reaction. And we can, when we're covering the head, we can all, 99% of the time, if we have our armpit on his neck right there, we should be able to flip him back over. And we're doing the right thing right here, blocking and flipping him back over. We should be able to counter his bridge. But what if we don't want to? What if we let him, go ahead, bridge himself over, and we move ourselves right into, guillotine right here, right? Or in this case, no, we're going to go to the guillotine. I'm sorry. So, catching ourselves right here, moving ourselves over. We're waiting right here. He comes over. I'm going to take, reaching under, right here. I did the first one wrong. It's that one's hard to do because as soon as I let go and start getting into right here, he can jump over, he can roll, he can do other things. This setup from half guard should always be an arm guillotine. Now, you can see my armpit's exactly where it was when he was before. It's right up against his neck. Right? That's why I want to have that control. So when he does kick over, or I bait him for this, that I have my arm in the right spot for a kick. A kick. A choke. Now right here, the grip's the important part. The choking hand, I'm going to put my thumb down so my palm's away from me. I'm going to reach over the top and grab my hands together like an upside down gable grip or an upside down palm to palm grip. Does that make sense? So I do this right here. I'm pulling this through. I'm rocking back. I'm bringing my bottom shin across so it's like a belt, right? And I don't want to have it just right here. I want to try and get as far as possible and my other foot up on top. So I'm pinching my knee to my heel so if he's trying to go anywhere, stuck right there. Right? Now this arm right here, I'm going to pull through like a rope and I'm just going to squeeze my bicep. So I'm pulling through right here and squeezing, pulling and squeezing, keeping my body right here. So everybody show me the grip. This is my choking hand. Usually we go through, we choke, we grab right here. It's not the case. We're going and turning that hand away from us this time. And it's just as if I was grabbing right here. So I'm grabbing over the top, there's no thumbs. Yeah, just like that. And that's the hand. We're going to pull through. And the transition, when you get good at it, it's nice and smooth. Ugh. If you want to see a good example of it, watch Dean Lister when he fought Jeremy Horn in the UFC. He did this to him. In a fight, he baited him and he bam, 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 punched him. He just got on top of me, waiting for him to kick over. As soon as he did, he just reached his hand through. Right here, got the proper grip. Over the top. Pulling through like a rope. And squeeze. One more time. So we're turning ourselves over. We got our grip. He's pushing, pushing, pushing. I'm letting him go because I want him to get to all fours. I don't want to spring this on or start getting tight. I want everything to start moving where it goes and being in the right channel and moving in the right direction, but I don't want to squeeze until he's on all fours. Because if I'm starting to go for this and I don't have my leg yet and he gets to his back, all of a sudden I don't have this. That's the counter for what we're doing. Right? So I want to make sure I do everything I can to encourage him and not impede him from getting all the way to all fours in that turtle position, because that's where the finish is. That's where I want it. Square on all fours. I'm never pulling him to one side or another. I want him square for the finish.
That's how Connor countered Mendez, wasn't it? By getting out of there and rolling early.
I don't remember. I remember he punched him in the face. So I have this right here. He starts bucking and bucking and bucking. I'm like, okay, you want to buck over? Oh, no problem, senor. Good night. Our partner back and forth is our L grip arm guillotine. Alright, so this one right here, it doesn't necessarily blend in with the one we've been doing where we're grabbing onto his the belt right there and covering his head and everything. But I didn't show it earlier in the week. It does go right to a submission. And like I said, I want to show it so you guys are wary that it's there when you're in this position, on the bottom and on top, because you want to be able to get people with it, right? So you'll do this one most of the time where you're having trouble pinning this guy's leg down. You've gotten yourself above his knee, in this case right here. You're having trouble, he's putting his knee, he's pushing on you, he's always creating space, he's being able to do and get himself to this tucked up position right here, right? What you would almost call a Z guard, but this tucked up position. And I'm trying to get his shoulder, I can't, whatever the case is. And as soon as I feel he's pushing it for the last time, I'm going to take my left foot right here. I'm going to let go with my hand right here, and I'm going to step myself all the way over. And my intent right here is to step myself so my foot goes all the way over, at least to my knee, and I've gotten my crotch as close up to where his hip flexor would be as possible. I don't want to be up this way on his knee. I want to be as far this way as I can be so I can get myself right here. And I don't want to stop. I'm just doing this to show you where I'm stepping to. It's not a loose step and swing. It's step myself right to here. You can see I'm lined up. I'm following myself all the way over. I'm crossing my feet, putting my heel of my top foot on his buttock right there, hugging his leg right here, and pressing out right here. When I do this, I'm not just pressing. I'm not going right here. Those can work, I suppose, but they're looser, and I'm not maximizing everything. If I want to break a stick, I don't take and just bend on one end of the stick, right? I bend on both ends of the stick. So by having a hold right here, right, and when I do this right here and I hug onto it, I want to clear it so that I get his big toe on this side. I hug it to my body. My heel's on the bottom end of the stick. My forearm's all the way up on the top end of the stick. I don't want to grab down here because I want to get as high up as I can right here. And now I'm taking them with both parts of my whole entire body. I'm going right here. I'm pressing with my feet on the bottom. I'm pulling back on this part right here. And I want to go right here on his toe because when if I'm just pulling like this and this foot can turn, there's a chance of him rolling out of it. When I